So, back in 1932, Australia was dealing with a pretty serious problem. The country was right in the middle of the Great Depression, and honestly, farmers in Western Australia were really struggling. To make things even worse, around 20,000 emus, yeah, those giant flightless birds, migrated into the region after their breeding season. They basically discovered that the freshly planted wheat fields were like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Now, these weren't just a few pesky birds. This was more like a massive invasion force, and they were just destroying crops on an epic scale. The farmers, who were desperate, and by the way, many of them were former soldiers from World War I, decided to ask the government for help. Their request? Machine guns to deal with this feathered menace. The Minister of Defense, Sir George Pearce, actually agreed. He figured it was a win-win. It would be great target practice for the soldiers, and would also help solve the farmers' problem. So, the military was officially sent in. Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery was put in charge of what would soon, kind of mockingly, be called the Great Emu War. The soldiers came prepared, armed with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. They were feeling pretty confident, thinking, how hard could it be to shoot a bunch of giant birds? Well, they were about to find out. On their very first attempt, they spotted a flock of about 50 emus. They set up their guns and opened fire. But the emus turned out to be surprisingly clever. They scattered in every direction, running all over the place, which made them incredibly tough targets. After firing hundreds of rounds, the soldiers had only managed to kill a handful of birds. It was honestly a total failure. The army tried switching things up. They mounted a machine gun on a truck to chase the emus down. But the ride was so bumpy they couldn't aim. And believe it or not, the emus were actually faster than the truck on that rough terrain. It even seemed like the emus had leaders. One big black-plumed emu would keep watch while the others ate, warning them if there was any danger. After nearly a month of this really frustrating, and let's face it, embarrassing campaign, the military had used thousands of bullets to kill fewer than 1,000 emus. The media just had a field day with the whole thing, and eventually the operation was called off in defeat. The emus had officially won the war.